the world. I told you.
What's up, everyone? It's me again, the big New York, no, not Bill Nye, back again. I'm learning from Book, our previous guest, and trying to rap my name. And we got a special guest today. We got George Dawson, the all linebacker from Fordham, the one who probably made the greatest hit in Fordham playoff history against Sacred Heart when that guy went flying. That's one of my favorite
Yeah.
moments of seeing him, memories of seeing him play on the field. He just came in and he stood over that guy, like, like all flexing and stuff.
Had to flex.
Never saw Rose Hill so lit. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Can't complain. Things are going pretty good for me right now.
Nice. And just tell let's talk to all our hundreds of viewers right now. So you're still coaching and you're still in the football life right now, right?
I am. So I'm coaching back at my high school now. I'm the defensive coordinator there at Cardinal Hayes High School in the Bronx. And I also play for a semi-pro team right now, surprisingly.
Oh, you still play for semi-pro team? Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
They're
Which
called
one?
the East End Raiders. Out in Allentown, Pennsylvania. We actually have a game. We actually have a game tomorrow on Saturday night, so should be some fun.
That's cool. How do you like Allentown? Like, I've only been there because my dad did drum corps in that stadium in the middle of Allentown. I'll go there every summer for 2 days in August, and the whole town shows up for that. It seems like a very small town in Allentown.
Yeah,
Small town vibe.
It's a pretty cool town. A lot of people, like really close by. I feel like it does get pretty close knit out there, which is really good. But it's a small town, and I feel like they celebrate pretty hard for their sports and stuff because we get a lot of love.
That's
on
amazing.
Our pro team, which is cool.
That's amazing. So then you kind of in two interesting tracks now. You got the coaching track and this professional athlete track. Is there one that you want to pick down the road to do more? Like, is it coaching, or you want to try to get like a CFL contract or a practice squad? Like, what's your kind of goal?
It's been pretty even, honestly. I'm not really like seriously pursuing football anymore. I'm just kind of like playing just for fun right now, which is cool with me.
That's
I
good,
love
though.
I just want to be around it any way I can.
Right.
And then coaching, I really love coaching at my high school, so it's been a pretty cool situation there for me too.
Got it. So would you try to do college? Wow, I can't speak today. College coaching then? Is that kind of what you hope to do as like a next step then?
I'm not sure. I know college is it's the goal for a lot of high school coaches.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a little different. I'm like really content just helping out the kids at my school and giving back to my high school.
That's nice.
So I'm
Nice.
pretty cool there helping those guys out.
Just trying to stay in the community and just give back to the community. That's an important
Yeah.
message right there. Because some guys, like I know, like for example, there's a high school coach in Nevada. I think he was like a top high school coach. He went to UNLV for greener pastures, sucked at UNLV, and right now his old high school won't bring him back. And he's kind of like, all right, where do I go right now? He went for the grass is always greener with the money, But he had a great job at that high school. He was leading the program, and who knows, maybe you'll lead Cardinal Hayes program one day, Like
One day, I can see it happening. I can see myself
could see
as
it
a head
happen?
coach at Hayes one day.
Nice. So you all churn out some pretty decent athletes too, right? Some like D1 athletes too.
We've been making some really big noise in the college football world with our guys. One of our corners, Elijah Jones, is up at Boston College now.
Ooh.
Been a starter there. And he's playing some really good football for him, which is
That's
good. We
amazing.
had a big lineman up at Syracuse. Just a couple of the bigger name guys we got, but we had a bunch of guys all over the place playing college football, which is awesome.
Your boy, the guy who plays for BC, he almost upset my Tigers. That was a close game. That was a close game. So he was a starting corner in that game?
Yep, number 20.
So you coached him up then? You coached him up?
My first year coaching was actually his senior year. I was just mostly working with the linebackers then, but me and him, we developed a pretty good bond. We're still pretty tight. So
Nice. But it's also nice because George is also a Giants fan, like I am, a huge Giants fan, and it's nice to have someone other. Hell yeah, it's other than B. Wees and the Eagles. That's another thing. You got Garrick and the Steelers, and you have Faison and the Patriots, which gets me in my heart. How'd you go from? I know you're a Cam fan, but a Patriots fan, Faison? Come on, man. Anyway, it's just nice to have someone who understands the G-men, and we're the real New York team there. But what do you think about this season? Because you're a guy who plays football, you coach football too, so you have a very different perspective than someone like me who's just like a fan. Like, what are some of your takeaways from the Giants so far?
Well, the Giants, they've been playing some good football. I'm not saying that they've been bad. They had some bad plays and some bad this and that throughout the game, but they've been playing some really tough football. And they're making a lot of progress under Joe Judge. They're playing a gritty game, which is what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is getting back to what they need to do. And the offense has got to get going. I feel like once the offense gets going, those guys are going to make a huge turnaround because all of the games they played in have been close.
They've been close.
Except the 49ers game. They've been playing a lot of close games.
We should have beat the Bears.
It usually comes down to a couple plays towards the end. Danny tries to make the hero play and it doesn't work out.
He doesn't. Like, we should have beat the Eagles that first game. We would have if he didn't trip, which is a whole other story. We should have beat the Bears. That would put us at 4 wins, where we'd be in a pretty commanding lead in this division if we had 4 wins, you know? And I'm actually thinking our defense is very, very underrated. And, like, I came in the season saying we're going to suck and we're going to just be tanking for top pick, which I thought we would be because quarterback, right? I wasn't sold in Danny Dimes. I don't know why people still call him Danny Dimes. He can't throw a dime for his life right now. But like, he's such bad decision making. But it seems weird to say that we hang our hat on defense. Like, as a linebacker, what do you think about Blake Martinez and all those guys there?
Oh, Blake is a machine. He's an animal. I was actually a little bit skeptical when they signed him.
Oh, you were?
The offseason. I didn't know. So his last year at Green Bay, I know he was near the top of the league in tackles and everything. I just didn't. I thought that was a fluke. I didn't think he was going to come in and do it again. But he's been a monster all over the field, every play. He's in on pretty much every tackle. He's been awesome for the defense.
And same with Bradbury too. I thought it's skeptical. He's shelling out a lot of money, but he's been a shutdown corner.
Yeah, Bradbury. He definitely made the leap to be a number 1 corner. And he's been playing some really good football as well. He's near the top in completion percentage against him.
Oh really? Wow.
He's up there, and he's been making some plays. A lot of passes defended, all of that stuff. He's been getting after it, which is pretty impressive. He's another guy that I didn't think was going to be that highly touted, but he's been making some plays for the defense.
You know who's been my biggest surprise of the year? Leonard Williams.
Yeah,
he's had a resurgence. I'm like, did we actually make a good move trading a 3rd round pick for him? Because when we did, I'm like, bro, come on, we're gonna get a high pick. Why are you doing this to us? Why are you giving up draft capital? But he's 6 sacks. Like, I'm like, who has this guy been?
And that was the knock on him too in New York.
I know
he didn't get sacks. He didn't get any sacks. He wasn't getting quarterback pressures, but he's in a contract year this year, and he's definitely showing out.
But that's the thing.
They franchise tagged him this year, so he's trying to get his big bucks next season. So he's showing out right now.
That's the thing. Will he keep it up next season though? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Is this just like some guys just turn it on contract year? But I can legitimately say we got some cornerstones. We got Blake Martinez and Bradbury. They're all under 29, which means they'll have at least 5 more years of good playing football. Right. God forbid any injuries. But we got some cornerstones there. And it seems I'm actually excited. I think our coaching staff has been amazing at developing some of these guys, especially O-line.
Yeah.
I know the media loves to say our O-line is trash. Maybe it's not the best. Thomas sucked the first couple of weeks, but it's ironic. Ever since they replaced Will Hernandez and put that rookie from Oregon, Shane, I forgot his last name. Exactly, Lemieux. He's been killing it, and like that somehow that made Thomas play better. I don't like. From a football guy, how could you explain that? You go from a veteran to a rookie, and how would that make another rookie play better?
Probably, I mean, honestly, it might just be chemistry. Like the young guys, they come in and they're usually with each other first, right? So they're getting reps next to each other and all of that stuff. And Will Hernandez, he's a bit of a personality from what I can see. He's a bit of a personality, and Andrew Thomas might not have gelled with him at first, but he might be gelling with Lemieux right now. And honestly, whatever helps that O-line get blocking, then we'll take it because like they've been pretty bad historically. But they're
I know. But then as Joe Judge, would you come in and say Hernandez is coming back from injury? Would you replace Lemieux with Hernandez? That's the tricky part.
I mean, Will Hernandez, he does do a lot of good things up front. And I feel like Andrew Thomas right now, he's in a bit of a groove that he can keep it going. I would put Will Hernandez back out there. Whether they put him back on
Really?
that side or if they move him to the other side, I mean that's up in the air. But I think that he does bring some good things for the O line. A nastiness.
Right.
He's one of those tough like mauler
Those
type.
hog mollies is what
Yeah.
Gettleman. And also, like, I feel like Gettleman needs to go. He's had some, he's had some good picks, but as a
Yeah.
whole, it's just he's not. He sold out some contracts are really bad. He hasn't
Yeah.
been the best at drafting. Everyone's like, should he have taken Barkley? Should he have not? I don't know. I personally would have waited until you have a better O line because now he's hurt.
Right.
I personally would have waited a little bit, but Daniel Jones, man, people blame the O line for him. I'm like, no. For my non-football eye, he's not stepping up in the pocket. He's stepping backwards in the pocket. He doesn't
Right.
understand his progressions, and he doesn't have ball security. Like, what do you think are his problems from a football perspective?
I feel like he just tries to be the guy to make the play. He tries to do a lot of the stuff on his own. And at the quarterback position, especially as a young quarterback in the NFL, that's not the way to do it. You got to get the ball to the playmakers and let those guys make the plays. But I think you hit it spot on. A lot of the times he's falling back in the pocket and throwing off his back foot. And the guys in the NFL are too good, too fast, and they close space way too quick that a lot of those have turned into interceptions and stuff.
I know.
His pocket presence is another thing that could improve a lot. I'm pretty sure he's top 2 in the league in fumbles right now for the quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's not a game if Daniel Jones doesn't commit a turnover, whether it's an interception or a fumble. And like, I had a lot of hope for him after last year. I thought he showed good things, and he still shows some good things. It's like he's tantalizing enough where you have to keep him because he makes some amazing throws. But he has. Do you think he's digressed, or he's kind of just stayed the same?
I think he's made some strides. I think last year when he got the starting position, he wasn't forcing things as much. Obviously, he had Saquon, and the defense wasn't even really that good last year. They're a lot better this year. But I think he feels like kind of some pressure on him that he's got to be the guy now, and he's got to make the play now. But they honestly don't even they need him to just manage the game. If they take out some of the turnovers he's had over the season, a lot of those 2-3 losses turn into wins. And that's that I think he needs to understand now is that he doesn't have to be the superhero. He doesn't have to be the superstar. The defense is really good. They're going to keep us in the game. Right. You got to manage it and not turn it over.
I just miss those days of OC, Justin Tuck, Strahan, Lawrence Pierce, Corey Webster, that whole defense where he beat up on Brady. Like, I hope we get back to that, man. That was such a pleasure to watch. Like, and then you also have this other guy, Jay Alford. He did nothing his career except sack Brady in the Super Bowl, and just rotating all these bodies in who can rush. Like, what do you think of Dexter Lawrence?
I think Dexter Lawrence he's gonna be a beast. I think he's really good right now. He plays a lot of the snaps on the inside. I think that he's got the potential to be a really good defensive lineman for us. Him, Dalvin Tomlinson. They've got some really young guys up front that are going to be good. The free agent they signed, Kyler Fackrell, he's out there. He makes some plays. He came over from Green Bay last year too. And even a couple of the young guys that they took in the draft this year. The guy from Georgia, I'm blanking on his name.
Crowder.
Right
he was playing well until he got an injury.
He got hurt, but he was playing really good football. And even the guy from Penn State that they got, I don't remember his name either, but they drafted him from Penn State.
Cam Brown.
He's been making plays.
Has he? He's been playing?
Yeah, he's been out there. He recovered one of the fumbles for a touchdown.
Oh, really?
But he's been place, and they've got some really good guys. Lorenzo Carter, who's been hurt.
He was playing well, man. He was really getting pressure.
They've got some really young pieces, and I think the biggest thing that kind of discouraged me coming into this year was when Xavier McKinney got hurt in OTAs. The safety from Alabama, because I thought
he's gonna be stud.
Amazing.
He's gonna be a stud.
Darnay Holmes, that whole back with Bradbury, they were gonna be. They had potential to be a really special group. But even still, they've been playing really good football, and I think it's gonna continue.
I love hearing you say that because Faison and all these other people Giants are 2-7. I'm like, well, look at the Falcons. The Falcons arguably should be 6-4 or 6-3. They should have won those 3 games. We should have won against the Bears. We should have beat the Eagles. Hell, we should have beat the Cowboys. We were only lost by 3. Like
and the Buccaneers.
Oh, don't even get me started, Mackie. And
all
was
of those games should have been wins, but
I
Danny
know.
turned it over late.
I know. So as a fan, would you say you want us to try to get lower win totals to try to get a quarterback, or really try to play it out? Because we're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs. I mean, arguably, hey, maybe we will. We know Giants' history in the playoffs, but arguably, we're probably not going to make a run in the playoffs. So would you just try to maybe like not tank, but try to maybe not push for the playoffs? Is that your mindset, or just see what happens?
I'm never in that tank mindset. You know, I always want to keep fighting and get as many wins as you can. And I think obviously given the climate in the NFC East, like it's all up for grabs. Like they could easily get into the playoffs,
Right.
winning a couple games down the stretch. But I mean they've been playing really well. So like I don't want them to kind of like take their foot off the gas and kind of sit back and do stuff. I think that they need to keep playing hard and keep developing. And I think they got a chance to make the playoffs if they get it together and
If they beat the Eagles this Sunday,
stuff like that.
If they beat the Eagles on Sunday,
I think they do.
We could probably beat the Cowboys with Garrett Gilbert or Ben DiNucci. Probably could beat them.
Yeah.
Arguably, we could have beat the Cowboys with Dak, right? We
Right.
beat the Redskins. Not the Redskins. I can't get it. The football team of Washington. We beat them twice. Like we could make some moves, especially towards the end of the season when other teams are going to try to outright tank. You know, like the Jets,
Right.
or like I don't know who else, the Jags. I don't know if we play them, but teams are going to start wanting to lose. And I guess, you know what? Screw it. I would love to see us make the playoffs. I'd love to prove everyone wrong. And like everyone always underrates us.
It's all up in the air, and you know the defense is really tough, and they've started turning people over. I think that if they do get in the playoffs, that we're going to be a tough out. It's not going to be an easy game for people to just get us out of there.
I love that. It's all head coach.
The football.
It's all the head coach bringing that mentality, and I can finally say we have a good head coach. Finally.
Right.
You know, Shermer wasn't it. McAdoo was better than Shermer, but he wasn't it. Now Joe Judge he has a blue collar mentality that's Jersey, you know, like, and that's upstate New York. He brings that to the table, and that's what we need to be. We're not a flashy LA team. We're a gritty Northeastern team, and that's how we need to play.
Exactly, and he's done a really good job changing the culture there, and I appreciate it because he's got those guys competing and playing. A lot of times last year they kind of, you know, took their foot off the gas down the stretch of games and stuff, but right now he's got them firing and fighting. So
nice.
It's pretty awesome to watch. I think they're going to be really good in the next coming season. So
I do too. So you all, I've not been talking Giants much, but this is the Giants video. We're gonna be good soon. Faison, we're gonna beat the Patriots again. I know you said so. This is the other thing. I told Faison Patriots not gonna make the playoffs this year.
Honestly, they might not. They've been slowly playing worse and worse.
I knew you'd be on my side, George. I knew you'd be on my side.
They've been slowly playing worse and worse, and Cam has to turn it around if they're trying to do anything, especially if Bill's going to stick with them. So
they should have lost to the Jets.
He's got to turn it around.
Yeah, they should have lost to the Jets. Like all intents and purposes, should have lost that game.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the Jets being the Jets.
I was sure that they were going to, and I was ready to just let FaZe have it. I was like, really, the Jets? Come on.
Oh, same. The team that only gets 2 yards of offense in the second half one game. Like, you need to try not to get. It's even hard to try not to get yards because we're 6 feet tall. We fall forward. That's 2 yards.
Right.
Like how? I don't know. But anyway, you all, it's been we're overtime a little bit. It's been great having you on, man. Hopefully, we'll have you on again. Playoff time if we make it, if we win a division.
Oh, yeah.
But we're gonna put George Dawson's team, his Allentown team, in the comments. We're gonna put Cardinal Hayes, so feel free to support him. We want to make sure that his young guys and Cardinal Hayes keep going and keep building things, go to college, build better lives for them. So make sure you support our boy George Dawson over here. Anyway, it's been a pleasure seeing you all. Let us know in the comment section what you think about the Giants, and thank you, George, for taking the time to join us today.
Of course, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Let's see you all later.